Welcome to MATLAB for engineering students. MATLAB, which stands for Matrix Laboratory, it is the state-of-art mathematical software package which is used extensively in both academia and industry. It is the interactive program for numerical computation and data visualization. This software is mainly used for the subjects where we'll be performing numerical computations more. So, for example, if you want to obtain the output in the particular subjects like signals and systems, control systems, communications, signal processing, and image processing, and mathematics, where we'll be using MATLAB more. Okay. So, what is data visualization? Is that we can visualize the output in the plots in the graph format. Okay, for example, if you want to find out the Fourier transform of a sine wave. So if you want to check how will be the output of a Fourier transform, we'll be using the MATLAB. So we know that the Fourier transform will give you magnitude response and phase response. Now if you plot magnitude response and phase response, so how will be the plot of magnitude response and phase response that can be visualized in the MATLAB. It provides very useful tool for almost all areas of science and engineering. And one disadvantage of MATLAB is that MATLAB cannot perform symbolic manipulations without the use of additional toolbox. Okay, so here we'll be having the toolbox. So for example, if you want to perform any operation, like if you want to find out the output of LTI system, okay, so for that we'll be having a keyword called filter. So the program for that keyword will be already built in the MATLAB, and it will be stored in the toolbox. Without using this toolbox, you cannot obtain those outputs. Okay, so here you no need to write the program from the scratch. So already we'll be having the program for some built-in functions. So using those built-in functions, we can obtain the output, and it remains one of the leading software packages for numerical computations. And MATLAB mainly deals with the matrices. Here, for example, we have a scalar. Scalar will be represented by 1 by 1 matrix, and a row vector of length 5 will be represented by 5 by 1 by 5 matrix. And this is the MATLAB prompt we'll be using. It will be used to indicate where the commands are entered. After this prompt only, we have to enter the commands. MATLAB is case sensitive, which means that A plus capital B is not same as A plus small b. Here, capital B is the different variable compared to small b. Okay, these are two different variables. That is why MATLAB is case sensitive. Now we'll see how will be the MATLAB environment. The MATLAB environment will be like this here. Okay, this is the MATLAB environment. Here you can see that here we are using MATLAB 2005 version, 2015 version, and here this is called current directory, where we'll be having all the files in the current directory. So in this particular directory, I don't have any files, so that you can see in that current folder you don't have any files. And whatever commands we are typing here, whatever variables we are giving here, all the variables will be saved in the workspace. And this is command window. Just now we have discussed, no, this is called MATLAB prompt. After this MATLAB prompt only we will be entering the commands. Okay, so if MATLAB prompt is not there, what you have to do, you just type MATLAB prompt first, that is uh, greater than you have to type. Then you'll be getting this MATLAB prompt. Then only you have to type the commands. And we have mm, one more window called editor window, where we'll be writing all our programs in the editor window. Okay, so these are the different windows of the MATLAB, and also we have a figure window. If you want to type the any figures, if you want to display any figures, the figures will be displayed in the figure window. So what are the different windows we have? We have a current folder where we will be having all files in that current folder, and we have a workspace. Whatever variables we have typed, all the variables will be displayed in the workspace. And we have a command window where we are typing our commands, and we have editor window where we will be typing the program, and we have a figure window where we will be displaying our figures. Okay, now we will discuss that MATLAB will be worked as a calculator. Okay, For example, you type as 2 plus 3. Just click on enter, you will be getting the output. So if you want to perform any operation, for example, 2 into 3 minus 5 plus any big operations you can perform. MATLAB will be um, working as a calculator. It gives you the output. Okay. Now you see here the default output will be saved in the variable called ANS. Okay. And here, since we have not assigned this output to any variable, the output will be saved in the variable called ANS. Okay. So it will be rewritten every time. Initially ANS will be assigned to 5, then again ANS is assigned to 37. So you see here you see in the workspace ANS is displayed. Okay. Now for example, we want to give a row vector. Okay, so to give the row vector, after each value you can use the space. So we can use the space here or semicolon. You have to separate the numbers with a space or semicolon and close this bracket. Okay, we have to give the values in the square bracket only. Okay, you should not use any other brackets. Okay, click on enter. Now you see that A will be having the values 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, like this we can create a row vector. Now for example, I want to create a column vector. To create the column vector, after each element you have to give a semicolon. Okay, so that will be taken as a different column element. Okay, now click on enter so that you can see the values as 1 4 6 8 9. Okay, now we have another procedure to obtain the column vector. To obtain the column vector, what we have to do, we have to create a row vector first. Then you have to take the transpose of a row vector assigned to the some other variable C. Okay. Now what is C? C is equal to A transpose. To obtain transpose, you have to use single quote. We have single quote. No, you can use the single quote. Click on enter. Now C is a column vector. Okay. Now A is having what are the values of A? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Now C will be having the same values in the column format. Okay. Like that we can convert row vector into a column vector by using transpose. For transpose we are using a single quote. Okay. Now for example, if you want to clear this command window, okay, we can use CLC. Okay, all these commands whatever we have typed will be cleared. Okay, now if you want to have any command we have typed already, you can use up arrow in the keyboard. Just click on up arrow in the keyboard. Whatever commands we have typed till now, all the commands will be displayed in the in this. Okay, this is called command history. Okay, now, for example, I want to create a 3 cross 3 matrix. To create 3 cross 3 matrix, what we have to do? We have two ways to create the matrix. So, we'll be having, first you have to enter all first row elements. Okay, I'm entering first row elements. Then, so each element should be separated with some, say a comma or the space. Use semicolon. So first row elements, after first row elements, we are entering the second row elements. Okay. So enter the second row elements, use semicolon. Semicolon means the row elements are over. Next row. Okay. It will be taking next row elements. Okay. So you can use comma or space between the row elements. Okay. So for column elements, we have to use, so when you are going to this next row, we have to use a semicolon. Okay. So just click on enter. Now you see here the first row elements are what? 1, 2, 3, and the second row elements are 2, 3, 4, and the third row elements are 5, 6, 7. Okay. So like this we can enter 3 cross 3 matrix. Now we'll enter the another way of entering the matrix here is you can give any values, negative values or positive values. You can give the decimal values also. Okay, so then click on enter. So once you click on enter, it will take next row elements. Okay, now what are the next row elements? 0, for example, 0 0.9. Okay, comma or space, then -4. Okay, then again click on enter, then again give the values, next row element values. Okay, so then close the bracket, then click on enter. Now you see here The values will be taken as -1, 2, -3. Here are given as 0.9, no? Decimal values. No? So after decimal point, the default number of decimal points after this will be 4. In the MATLAB, it will be giving 4 values after the decimal point. Okay. So since we have 0.9 here, that is why all the elements are given in the in this in this form. Okay, decimal form. Okay, like this we can create a matrix. Okay, now for example, if you want to know what are the elements are present in the workspace. Okay, to know the elements present in the workspace, we have to use the command called who. Okay, just type who and press on click on enter. Then we can see what are the variables present in the workspace. See what are the variables present: capital A, capital B, small a, and ANS, B and C. These are the variables present in the workspace. Yes or no? Now, if you want to have the complete information about the variables, then you have to click on whose. Type whose, click enter. Okay. Now we'll get what is the size of those variable, how many bytes it is using, what is the class of each variable. Okay. The complete information about each variable is displayed by typing whose. Okay. Now, if you want to have any the information, what is who, what is who's, like that. Okay. So you know any particular command. If you want to know the information about the command, then we have to type help and that particular command. Okay. Now it will give the complete information about the particular command. Now what is who? Who lists the variables in the current workspace. Okay. Like this, the complete information about any particular command can be obtained by using the keyword called help. Okay. Now we have come to the, if you want to clear this command window, now we can use the keyword called CLC. CLC is the keyword we can use to clear the command window. Okay. Now, for example, I want to clear any particular variable. So before clearing any particular variable, first we'll check what are the variables present in the workspace. The variables present in the workspace is capital A, capital B, small a, ANS, B and C. Okay. Now, for example, I want to clear ANS. Okay. So clear ANS. Now you see here in the workspace, ANS is cleared. Now ANS is not present in the workspace. Now type who and check what are the variables present in the workspace. Now we have capital A, capital B, small a, small b, C. ANS is not present in the workspace. Okay. So like that, if you want to clear any particular variable, we can use the clear and that particular variable name. Okay. Now for example, I want to clear all the variables. Okay. So if you want to clear all the variables, then we can use clear all. Okay. If you clear all, then all the variables will be cleared in the workspace. Now see the workspace, what are the variables are present. Now I am just clicking and click on enter. Okay, now you see that in the workspace, no variables are present. All the variables are cleared in the workspace. Now type who and check it. Now no variables are present. No, that is why you cannot see, you will not get the any variables in the output. Okay, now we can use CLC to clear the command window. So the command window will be clear. Okay, so the next class will be discussing how to enter the variables in the sequential form. Okay, how to access the particular variable in the command window. Everything we'll discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you.